so she didn't. Combined with her personality, it was inevitable. Both of them have pretty much told me all that in bits and pieces over the past couple months I've known them. In the middle of considering their differences, an idea begins to take shape in my mind. Alright, I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Are you working on your plan right now? The second? Your cheer up Misha plan? Of course, I was thinking about it the whole time I was being yelled at. Flicking her glasses up to the bridge of her nose with an oddly triumphant air, she taps her finger against her temple. It's multitasking. Really? Isn't it more like you're able to concentrate on something like that because you can't hear? Well, whatever. When I ask her what she thinks of mine, it turns out we've both arrived at a similar idea. Oh no, I was thinking about stopping at the next break point here, but... For Misha, we will continue. God, I might be able to finish up today. That's gonna be a shit ton. I'm definitely going to take a break, because... Not everyone wants Katawa Shoujo. I don't really have any feedback at all, which sucks. Of course, I'll have feedback by the time this comes out, I'm sure. That's the sucky part about recording in the past. Because when this is uploaded, yeah, it'll be a whole new playing ground. But anyways, although it makes me feel kind of uneasy, since we're talking about a human being, the first step is to corner Misha. Though the situation is a little too much like something out of a cop drama for me, it comes to that because talking to her normally is proving it to be near impossible. But we do have classes together, even the very first class of the day. Although it takes a while for the announcement to come, the second that I hear we're going to be working in groups today, Shizune and I try to make sure Misha's ours. You know, I think Katawa assigns a suspiciously large amount of group work and self-study, don't you think so? But it's easy, so it's okay, right? Yeah? There's other stuff that I've been thinking about lately that might not be okay, though. Misha nods after each sentence and brushes it all aside. I thought about it, and I don't do enough work when I work with you and Shichan, so I'm going to try harder today. So, don't distract me, Shichan. I have to stay focused. That was an annoyingly transparent dodge. Shizune doesn't look too happy either, since Misha didn't bother to sign any of it, opting to a twirl of a pen in her hands instead. From the shaky way she was doing it, I'm sure it was so she wouldn't sign anything inadvertently. From the way Misha looks, distracted and uneasy, I doubt it's because she wants to keep Shizune out of the loop, for a malicious reason, although it's still obviously a way of distracting Shizune from herself. Shizune wants to talk to you. Can't it wait until later, Hichan? No. Why not now? We're in the middle of class. Now she's spinning a pen in each hand. I'm beginning to think her signing has turned into a kind of nervous tic for her. This isn't a good replacement, although the sight of her dual wielding is pretty impressive. After class, then. After class, I don't waste a second in bringing it back up. As everyone else files out of the classroom, leaving the three of us alone, Misha takes incredibly long glances in every direction except forward. Do you want to get something to eat? Why do you and Hichan keep asking me if I want to eat something, Hichan? Because we're all headed to the cafeteria and we haven't eaten together in a long time, so why not? Is this about the student council? Taking Shizune's lack of a reply as admission, Misha sighs. Hichan, is that all you ever think about? Before Shizune can reply, she leaves. I have to say, I'm not left feeling very confident about what just happened. After what just happened. No. After what's just happened. Neither of us were expecting it to go so smoothly, but it would have been nice. Reading my mind, Shizune curls a finger on her glasses for almost before signing. I know what you're thinking, but no, it's not that I think we should give her some space now. I told you, I wouldn't give up so easily. Yeah, well, now I'm starting to wonder if it's not too soon. Cold feet? Well, I'm not going to. That would be giving up on her. That's a fine line between helping someone and smothering them. But I just want Misha to pull herself together and stop acting so weird. I know she can do it. Even if she wants to try, people don't change overnight. If they could, the world would be such an easier place. Okay, you win. And I guess this is the part where we split up and look for her. So I'm the only one who is really supposed to find her. If I run into her first, I'll call your cell phone. Smiling, Shizune takes out her cell phone, turning it on to prepare. I notice that she has an extremely high number of unread messages. Looking at her expression, so does she. Twirling around by the strap a couple times, she grimaces. I don't like using this thing. Why can't I just snap my fingers? And then what? I'm not a dog, and it doesn't travel as far as the phone signal. You're having a lot of fun with this, aren't you? Shaking her head from side to side, she continues. It's obvious where she will go. You can't look for her on the school grounds. She would want to go as far away as she can. Check the tea shop? It's usually empty this early. Misha loves to go there if she feels like skipping class, and she loves the parfaits they have there. You really know a lot about her. But she would overthink it and turn it into something that would be a lot more like seem a lot more back-ended than it actually is, so I choose to just nod and leave instead, until I feel her holding onto my sleeve. What? I say instinctively, forgetting that she can't hear. It feels nice that I don't have to do it all by myself anymore, because I can trust you. I'm really happy. It makes me happy to hear it. I can't think of a way to respond, and I end up only nodding again. Well, I found her. I'm heading outside, I catch a glimpse of pink hair behind some other girl's head, and as I head that way, I realize that this isn't the way you go if you want to leave the school. It's the way to the student council room. If I wanted to avoid Shizune, I wouldn't head there. It's strange that Misha would be going in that direction then. Maybe she wants to talk things over with Shizune. In which case, I have to wonder if letting things play out naturally would be such a bad idea after all. Don't give me this choice, I don't know it, especially if it seems it's going to be a good direction. Suddenly, Misha stops and spins around, catching me by surprise. Surprise, Hichan! Were you looking for me? I had a feeling. I was going to say, hey, I was just looking for you, but I suppose that's no good now. She hasn't even finished with her sentence before she blows past me, heading for the exit. I have to admit that Misha is infuriatingly sharper than I had expected, also surprisingly fast. Although it's more physical activity than I think I should be getting, I managed to catch up with her halfway to the gate. You're really being the rudest woman in the world right now. Can you just stop trying to run away for 1 second? I want to talk to you. Misha turns on her heel, looking mildly amused, and raises her hands as if to tell me to go on. Now that I've got her attention, though, it's hard to think of the right thing to say. Where are you going now? To Shanghai. Can I go with you, then? Waiting for her to answer feels like an eternity. It's almost as if I can hear her wristwatch ticking off the individual seconds. Okay, then, Hichan. I get the sense that she only agreed because she doesn't want to argue any more today. When we get there, a couple comes in after us, causing Misha to jump slightly at the noise. Seeing that isn't Shizune, she relaxes again, smiling, almost as usual, to order the parfait from Yuko, and sliding into the nearest booth. You ran off too fast. You could have at least waited to see what she was going to say. Misha's angry reaction tells me that it could have been that she was afraid what Shizune might say. Why are you both doing this, Hichan? Because Shizune still wants to be your friend. I guess that for her, it's kind of like launching a nuclear missile from a submarine. You need 2 keys to do it. What else can she do, though? She isn't automatically signing whatever she hears or says anymore. I'm sure that is reason Shizune's been having so much trouble with her. If she tried to just talk it over, you wouldn't listen. Misha's guilty expression tells me I've hit the mark. Do you really hate Shizune that much? No, Hichan, I told you that. She answers without even flinching, idly playing with a spoon. Yeah, I know. I'm sure she knows it too, but I wonder if it might be easier if you did. The only thing she's really thought about for the last week is how to make you happy, since Shizune is still attached to you. Yesterday, though, she thought that maybe it would be easiest for you if you had just hated her. Since you didn't tell her you hate her, Shizune thinks that you can both still be friends. She's like that, only thinking in extremes. Her parfait is starting to melt, the ingredients coming together in tiny rivers that remind me of a growing root of a tree being shown through time-lapse photography. That's stupid. Hichan isn't that stupid, Hichan. Don't be ridiculous. It's got nothing to do with intelligence. Smart people can do stupid things. Anyway, isn't it true? I was terrified last week when we talked, but at the end I was relieved because it sounded like things might go back to normal. I wasn't expecting you two to have a fight right after. It wasn't a fight, Hitchan. It was just me yelling at her. Notice that Misha's voice never really changes in tone, just volume. It's so low with guilt that I can hardly believe it came from her. Either way, I was happy because I thought you and her could still be friends since she needs you. No she doesn't, Hitchan. So? How do you know that? There's a lot of things Shizune doesn't. Vocalize? Say? Talk about? I'm afraid if I say the wrong thing, it'll ruin the mood. I get to finally having a conversation with her and don't want to screw it up. I wonder if this is the first time she's had an honest conversation with me. Just because she didn't tell you doesn't mean she doesn't like you. Doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Otherwise, she would argue back. Ha 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 ha. You don't think so? She picks fights with everyone, so why not you? Obviously because you're her friend and she values you. And Shizune is hurt, too. She's just awful at showing her feelings. Usually does it the wrong way, too. But she still likes you. Hitchan, do you remember what I said? I don't want to hate Hitchan or upset her. The truth is, I ended up doing both. Now it's like there's like an awkwardness between us. It's hard to explain. Both of you are so stubborn. You're talking about how you didn't want to drift apart from Shizune, but then you're going to let it happen. And Shizune is just as bad. She wants to be your friend, but respects you too much to be as aggressive as she'd be with anyone else. And I'm sure that Misha interprets Shizune giving her space as a lack of caring. I screwed up already, Hitchan. It'll happen again, I'm sure. When I think about it that way, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It feels like either way, I'll end up making things worse. Then it might be better if I didn't do anything at all, right? Don't be ridiculous. Why would you even think that way in the first place? Be more positive. It should be easy for you, I want to say, but that would be presumptuous. Hitchan, I never knew you were so optimistic. I never expected it. Ellipses. You always act so gloomy when I try and surprise you. No, this is a recent thing. Really, I just hate it when people give up so easily. Now. Haha. Now, huh? Makes me mad when people give up. I used to think that giving up was kind of like running away, since that's how people always describe it. But now that I think about it, it's usually more like throwing something away. When you run away from something, you can think of it as being there. So, I was in the hospital and I didn't just run away from my problems. I wanted to never think about them again. Misha eats a spoonful of her gray ice cream goo. Did she only just remember it was there now? Or could it be she likes it that way? Anyway, my point is, you can't do that. People are too sentimental to just throw their memories out like that. It's impossible. Shizune can't think of life in terms of anything but winning and losing. Don't you think she wishes she didn't have to remember the parts where she loses? You can't pick and choose, though. That's like wanting to live in a bubble. The worst part is, your way of thinking is so wasteful. It's making you so pessimistic, you're afraid of everything. Come on. I grab her hand as I wave you go over with the others to pay for our food. Where are we going now? Back to school before lunch is over, but I wanted to check out a few places before then. Although I start feeling tired even after doing what could be described as a level of brisk jog at best, Misha and I eventually make it to skate to school with a little over 10 minutes to spare. I didn't even want to really come to this school, you know. I didn't have a choice. When I got to this gate, I'm sure part of me was thinking, what a depressing place. It doesn't look depressing at all, though. Well, I still have everything figured out. I felt practically like another person. If I could, I'd go back and tell myself to stop thinking he can write everything off at a glance and acting like his life is already over and he can never have fun again. The school grounds are still littered with quite a few people. It's lunchtime, so it's typical. This is where you and Shizune had me, helping you put together 2 festivals. What a lot of hard work. I thought, I don't have time for this. When I look back at it, though, I didn't do it all that much. I also didn't have anything better to do. I'd just have spent the time alone. I dragged her to our homeroom next, which is empty except for Mitao trying to eat a sandwich before classes resumed. Every time I thought of either of you, I wished you would leave me alone, whether it was here or leaving Mitao to his lunch. We head to the nearest vending machine, and I grab a soda while I still have 5 minutes to drink it. I've spent an entire lunch period with Misha, longer than both Shizune and I have managed to talk to her in days, following me to the cafeteria or trying to corner me after half my classes. I never realized we only talked like 4 times. It really was all in my head. I only barely realized it now. I remember that, Hichan, but I know where all these places are too. Wait, let me finish my guided tour, since we're running out of time. By the way, do you want a soda? Making our way to the stairwell, I'm glad that I don't have to pull her by hand anymore. You get dizzy on stairs, right? Yeah, I guess just here is good enough then. I lean against the wall as Misha sits down on the steps across from me. Do you ever miss the people you went to school with in elementary school or middle school? No. That was fast. She didn't even have to think about it. I found myself cringing reflexively. I had more friends in my old school, but I don't talk to them anymore. It almost feels like that was another lifetime ago, which is sad, really. Sometimes I want to talk to them again, but I know I can't. I'm scared and embarrassed and things like that. They're too far away for me to go see them. Then I think about calling them, but I don't know most of their numbers. And I left on a sour note. So why would they want to see me again? It feels like I should just forget about it. But I still think about it anyway and regret that I didn't try harder to stay in touch somehow. And I start to think that maybe feeling like I should forget about it is wrong. It would be an insult to all those people I had fun with and a waste of all the good times. I know where you're just coming from, because I currently live like 20 minutes from where I lived my teenage years, but 12 and prior, I lived in a different place, and I haven't really kept in touch with any of those people. One, because he's been like my best friend since I was 5, but I mean, we don't even talk that much, which is kind of sad. I need to go message him, but I mean, I kind of understand. It does seem like a lifetime ago, and I didn't have many friends back then, but I didn't keep in touch with as many as I should. And even the ones I did, I mean, I've lost contact with again. Like I said before, even if there are some bad times too, it's alright if you can look back on them as happy memories. But I didn't even think about it then. Oh, I'm just kind of getting in the mood here, Jesus. I didn't even think about it then. So it was like I woke up one day and realized I had no friends. I just let myself lose all my friends, and it felt awful. I really hate if you and Shizune ended up the same way. That's all. That's all. Makes me sad to think that you'll do the same thing and push away your friend, especially because you're not far away from Shizune. I mean, you even live in the same dorm. Friend, Aren't you my friend too, Hichan? Yeah. You slept through all of it, but the fireworks were really nice way back at the festival. My first time seeing fireworks like that, and my first time really seeing the sky in a while. I never really looked at the stars before then either. I had thumbed through a book about them while I was in the hospital though, and learned a lot. Like that stars aren't just burning, they're more like a constant chain of explosions that's so far away that some of the stars I've seen have been burnt out for thousands of years already. Yep, which is kind of weird, because in thousands of years, some of the stars are just going to flicker out of the sky, and we're going to be like, what? It's that their light would only just then be reaching Earth. I saw a mock-up comparison, the size of the planet to our sun, and that to other suns. Japan wasn't even visible on the tiny Earth in that book. And what I'd never realized? She looks at me expectantly. They're amazingly shiny. Ha 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 ha! It's true. Why are you doing this, Hichan? Doing what? I'm not stupid. I don't know, a bunch of reasons. Because you're Shizune's friends. I liked how close you were. Maybe I'm trying to tell you that we all have our low points, but giving up is stupid. Anyway, it seems worth the trouble. That's the only reason? And you're my friend. Who? And you're my friend. That's it? Can I do something for no reason? Well, haha, you can, but I want to know. Well, what else do you want to hear? The bell rings before Misha can reply, and so she ends up laughing instead. I want to know how this is going. Fuck. I'm like, not gonna record a shit ton of it. I might just finish the playthrough. Fuck it. We're here. We're not queer. Well, maybe you guys. Some of you guys can be. I don't care, really. I'm just not. Not in denial or anything. I see lots of Misha in the following days, but I don't worry, because when I do see her, she's looking a bit more like her old self each time. Once it's clear enough that I don't have to be afraid of being my wishful thinking coloring my perceptions, I start to relax again. I wake up very early, feeling sick on Sunday. I went to sleep too early last night, too. Something's also wrong with my curtains, and they won't close completely. Because of that, I can't even attempt to go back to sleep. The sun hits me in the eyes every time. I'm sure this is probably why I woke up so early this morning as well. Being this sick and tired is a perfect storm of frustration. I'm also glad when there's a knock at the door. Oh, fuck! It's a familiar person holding an almost completely eaten apple in his hand. Taking one last bite, he attempts to shoot it into my trash can and misses completely, and it smashes apart on the wall, 2 meters too high. To be fair, most of the pieces afterwards do manage to fall into the trash can, but I'm pretty sure no one is so brazen that they would be aiming to do something like this on purpose. Perfect shot. Sup, roomie? I'm not your roomie. We don't live in the same room, thank God. Doesn't matter. It does. You should at least know the difference between living in the same building and living in the same room. I need to use your room. For what? I messed up. I should have said absolutely not. The student council keeps delivering my mail even though I asked them to put it in my locker or something. But they keep putting it under my door, delivering my mail without me noticing it. So today I'm lying in wait to catch them in the act, like a detective or a safari hunter. I need to chill in your room for today and look through that little peephole. Through the little peephole, or I won't be able to catch them in the act, and maybe tomorrow too. It'll be awesome. We'll get pizza on both days. Or should we get pizza on just one day and something else on the other day? But whatever. But what? And which day is pizza day? Not today. Never. You know, I'm in the student council. Why didn't you just ask me about this? If he had, I would have been able to find out very easily. Wouldn't have to have Kenji in my room. It's win-win, except I guess that way he might be able to get a pizza out of me. I started thinking that maybe this was Kenji's intention. God damn it, got this one on mic. Alright, whatever. But no, I doubt it. There's no way he could plan something that elaborate. You know? Want to deliver mail? Well, no. They just hand me my mail when I go to the student council usually. The point is, I can usually find out by asking them. Then I'd know, and I could tell you. That's how people find these things out, by asking. Not cavemen. Aw, yeah, no response to that, right? Checkmate. Use your own peephole. What if they see me? They can't. That's how peepholes work. It's like a one-way glass. For real? Well, no way. They'll be expecting me to be in my room anyway. They'll sense my presence and know I'm there. They'd never expect me to actually be in the room across the hall. I'm gonna go to the student council room and go get your mail for you right now. Then I guess I can't let you leave. That's dumb. What if I have to use the toilet? Your games won't work on me. I sit down at my desk and start doing my homework for the weekend. You know, you're going to have to leave eventually, so you can't stay here forever. Or keep me here forever. I mean, this is my room to start with. I would have booted him out. Yeah, I don't think I can. What time's the mail usually come? Now. Why are women so slow? Why do you care so much about the mail anyway? Are you expecting something? I'm always expecting something. Not today, though. Do you want them to send something? Do you even send mail? Nope. That's how they get you. I haven't used the mail since I was 8. Sent a letter to Lego asking them to make Dragon Ball Legos. That would be kind of cool, even though I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. I should. Sounds kind of cool, somewhat. They said that they couldn't get the rights and gave me some coupons. Totally worth it, but after that, I made sure to stay off the radar. Well, they probably couldn't get the rights. That would probably cost them a lot. You don't use mail, do you? I wrote to my parents last week. But that's how they get you. Yes, I should have known. Maybe that's why they put that microchip in me the next day. So the rumors were true. I'd like to know what rumor mill he got that from. I was kidding. It's a joke. Joke? Damn. You would joke on me? I guess this is how it feels to make jokes cracked on. I never thought it'd happen to me. This is a serious issue. Man, I think you're not appreciating the depths of my dilemma. It's a work in many acts, complicated acts, with many players. It's really hard, okay? After I'm done, I'm gonna eat a whole fish to celebrate. Ah, shit, I wanted a pizza, though. I still want pizza. Can I get fish on the pizza? Yeah, anchovies. Do they do that now? You're going to be paying for it. You still haven't paid me back, and I'm not hungry right now anyway. And, oh shit, I need more water. I need to use the bathroom. I want to continue with this. I kind of don't. Back. Now in the mood for pizza? That's just not possible, son. He's got a point. Pizza's pretty good, always. Anyways, I'll be right back. Alright, he's back. It's got to be pizza. Anyway, I'm in the pizza stage of my life. Before I was in the ice cream stage, but my girlfriend kept eating all the strawberry out of my Neapolitan. It'll probably happen to you, too. It's hard to tell if he's serious half the time. I can see his expression when he's not nose deep in my door. I doubt that. Hey, you know, I do have a girlfriend, right? Not a Wanako either. The student council president, actually. Old news. What? Seriously? I have my sources. Anyway, then it dawned on me that I'd gotten fat from all that ice cream. It was a rude awakening, like sleeping on a beach and getting hit by a wave that destroys your sand castle. I started running, had to lose the pounds, but maybe I was really running away from myself. I started a continuous knocking on the knocking causes him to leap backwards far enough to hit the wall all the way behind him. I take the opportunity to walk over and open the door. Good morning, what's up? I hear if you salt the doorway, they can't enter uninvited. I'm not going to put salt in my doorway. But you're considering it. Good. Good morning. Are you here to deliver the mail? Nodding, Shizune waves a couple envelopes between our faces. I take them from her, freeing up her hands for conversation. How did you know? How did you know? How'd you know? You were hiding it behind your back in a really obvious way. Hiding what? The mail. It's okay, I wasn't trying very hard to hide it in the first place. It's not like you. You're the type of person who'd go, anything worth trying is worth trying hard. Girls taking initiative? And what about me? I've been using that phrase for years. Where's my parade, dog? I spit literally gold, and you women just steal it and wear it out like a 2-for-1 sundress. You're all like the Picard to my Kirk. Oh, Picard to my... Sorry, I live in Mount Pleasant. There's a road called Picard. Picard to my Kirk. Or you could even be Janaway. I think that's from a different Star Trek series. I don't know. I know original series, The Next Generation. Could be something else. I don't remember what they are, but I like Picard better. Sorry. Not all the time. Are you making fun of me? Finally noticing Kenji, she gives him a wave. Hey, Kenji, student council president says hi. Kenji just says Shizune. Hi. Introduce me. I have no idea what he is saying, but it looks confident. Oh yes, no one is better at saying that kind of stuff confidently. I already did. I even introduced you by title. This is Kenji. He's the guy across the hall. His room is right behind you. Anyway, do you have his mail too? I'm only delivering your mail because it was there. I have early access. It's all about location. Consider it a perk of being in the student council. It doesn't sound very fair. She takes a lot of liberties with her position, at least the small ones. This is the first time I've actually been able to see your room. It's a blatant lie, and she has signed it much faster. I'm sure Shizune remembers that it's not the first time. Why does he get to see your room and I can't? Is it a guy thing? It's not a secret club, being a guy. It should be, with rings. Rings with big-ass emblems, and gold. Are you sure? Are you really sure? I always thought that there was a secret brotherhood of men. Why is she ignoring me? Let me tell her about the guy club. Also, what's up with the hand signals? Is she trying to hex me or something? No, stay out of this. I'll have to translate anything you say to her, and I'm not sure if I can even handle it. And she'll probably misunderstand it, and then you'll probably misunderstand the reply, and I'll have to translate your rebuttal. Rebuttal? Why would I rebut? I like my butt. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is he saying? He says he has no rebuttal. Rebuttal to what? I haven't even begun to challenge him yet. I don't like the way she put that. So it appears that she wants to, but what about what? It doesn't matter, since it wouldn't end well. Don't pick fights where there are none. I've never met your friends. Why can't I? It looks like he's being passionate. I suppose that's the way he's flailing it around it. would be stupid to expect Shizune to think otherwise. Anyway, I've better change the subject. Not that it would be likely to work on her, but I'm sure she has to come here for a reason, other than just drop off my mail. If it was something that tiny, she wouldn't have bothered knocking. You didn't come here just to give me my mail or chat out my friends, did you? Shizune snaps her fingers in mock frustration. It's cringe-inducing loud as ever. You're right. Let's go somewhere again. Do you have somewhere in mind already? You're right again. Let's go to the usual place. She whips out a bag of neatly wrapped containers that's outside the door frame. I'm guessing they're filled with food, and this time it doesn't look store-bought. Setting it down beside her feet, she continues. Is that for me? This is a real surprise, see? I have to have something over everyone at the very end. I agree. And I need a drink.